Looks live, though still frames not where I expect it to be. That's interesting.
All right. Well, it's time for us to start because it took too long. So let's get that started. Let's mic test some real quick. How is everything sounding?
I don't know.
Just having to put
You sound loud. I can hear myself. Though I think you're way louder than us, though.
Okay.
Who is way louder than whom?
Me way louder than you two. Which means I just need to crank you guys up some.
Actually, Baggins is even quieter than me.
Yeah.
I am?
Anyway, okay, yeah.
On the stream, not in Discord. Discord, you sound fine, but in the stream, you're super quiet.
Slice, I think that's only you who can change it then.
Indeed. And I just jacked you two up, so hopefully it is now fixed. Anyway. Oh, stretch. Okay. Let us get started.
All right, muting the stream then.
Okay. So before the stream started, we were talking about flowers for video games, Baggins and I, and he said, well, obviously the piranha plant. And I said, well, I don't know. I don't think it is a flower. It's just a plant. And then I realized, you know, let's look this up, because it is based on the idea of a Venus flytrap. And so I looked it up, and I found out Venus flytraps are really weird. Did you know the flytrap part of the Venus flytrap is actually a leaf? And it does produce normal flowers. And it does so, they think, because it means so that the pollinators are far away from the part that eats bugs. And I thought that was really interesting. It really was not much to do about the video games at this point, but I just thought that was a fun little fact and I wanted to share it. This is episode 59 of I Think We Overleveled. And we're talking about, we already talked about April showers, so now we're doing May flowers, the best flowers in gaming. Looney, Baggins, how's it going?
Just so you know, apparently, according to the Google AI, it says, no, a piranha plant from the Mario franchise is not a flower in the botanical sense. While they are plant-like creatures, they're more accurately described as enemies or returning characters.
Thank you, AI. Thank you. So helpful.
Man, I didn't realize there was an enemy branch of the plant kingdom. All right, perfect.
Rather than a real-world plant that can flower.
They are kind of weird.
Like if they're real.
Like, because I would say Petey Piranha's definitely a flower. Like he's got
petals.
He's got petals and everything. But it gets into the weirdness of how many varieties of piranha plant there are.
This makes me wonder what kind of fruit he produces.
Yeah, exactly.
Pain.
This is my favorite of all the piranha plants. The boss fight in Super Mario World 2. Where it forces you to do the reflect. I think it's the only time I can think of where you're forced to reflect your eggs in combat.
Is it?
In combat, like there's a few for like bonuses, but I don't know. I thought it was really cool.
I don't remember.
No, it's one of those things that until you start looking at it, you're like, I didn't realize how many varieties of piranha plant there are. Which
Okay,
I mean,
what's on the screen? Is this a DS game? Sorry.
yeah,
Yes,
this
that's
is
a DS game.
Okay, I was wondering why it's like disappearing partway through, but that makes sense.
Yeah. It always trips me whenever I see like a YouTube video showing a DS game because it's like, where'd that gap go? Oh, right, because it's. I mean,
Yeah.
it is interesting that they purposely kind of made it so it looked right on the DS itself.
Mm-hmm.
But it is kind of weird when you see just.
yeah. I
next
don't
to
think
each other.
Nintendo cares much about what it looks like in emulation
Yeah. Oh yeah.
of all companies.
But no, I definitely agree with Baggins. I mean, even Lizzie was telling me, she's like, piranha plant. Like, that's the first flower and only flower she wanted. She's like, make sure piranha plant's on there.
Really? Because I had an entire thing about Pokemon flowers in here.
Weeping Bell.
Well, yeah, there's plenty of
Is it a
Pokemon
flower?
flowers.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. But anyway, it's but I'd say some of them are, some of them aren't, but it just depends. That's not the point. I want to get the most important flower in video games out of the way. It's the fire flower. Like this is
it's the flower.
Yeah. It's and it's the power up. Like I know super mushroom technically comes first, but when you think power up, the fire flower is just the absolute peak example of power up.
Super mushroom is just a stepping stone to get the fire flower.
Yeah. Well, and the fire flower is kind of a genius power up because we discussed this in the power up episode that we had. So, but just the fact that it gets the fireballs bouncing on the ground makes it so that they're really useful, but at the same time, they bounce high enough to where it's not a guaranteed hit. You still have to use some level of skill. And yeah, I don't know. It's a ton of fun. And it's sort of it is what?
I knew that fireworks in Japanese were hanabi, but I didn't realize that it actually means fire flower. That's kind of awesome.
Oh, I didn't know that either. This
video,
yeah, so this video is done by oh my goodness, I had it written down. Where did I write this down? Oh gosh, now I gotta find where it was. This was by Simplexus.
Okay.
Did this video about the entire history of the fire flower. This is the type of thing that I really go for on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, this only has like 450 views.
Oh, as a random aside, remember? So our last episode we talked about animation, and I mentioned New Frame Plus.
Yes.
He actually recently just did a video about.
Oh, I saw
what
that.
Makes good animation and stuff like that. And I was just like, okay, well, that's perfect timing. But
yeah, look at us
so
timing things perfectly.
Check that out if you were intrigued by them.
All right. But now that we got the two obvious Mario flowers out of the way, we can branch out. So, do either of you have any specific ones you want to be sure to bring up?
I'm going to be honest. I'm getting brain block on this one.
Well, I have one that was the first one I thought of.
Okay.
I thought of Final Fantasy VII, actually.
Because of Aerith?
Specifically the opening, yes, because of Aerith.
Because she's the flower girl. And
she's the flower girl. And, she sells flowers, and you buy a flower right at the beginning of the game. And it's kind of a setup for a future payoff where the flower bed where Aerith grows the flowers breaks a fall where Cloud fell like 400 feet, or higher, like, practically 50 stories high. He falls down and the flower bed breaks his fall, and her flowers are so overpowered that they can make him survive that fall, and they even survive him falling on him. So Aerith can, definitely grow some amazingly resilient flowers. So, I don't know.
Fairly normal flower behavior. I fall on beds of flowers all the time.
But, I mean, it's also just kind of symbolism for Aerith, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, the way I viewed it when, like in high school and someone asked me, it's like, oh, if you described Aerith in FF7, who is she? I'm like, well, she's the breath of fresh air. Like you're in the middle of this
Fresh
metropolis
Aerith, if
city
you
with
will.
nothing. And, well, yeah. And in her little, in her little church where she has the flower garden, is like the only place where you see plant life in this entire Midgar area. So it's like she's the flower that blooms in the slums, and so the flowers represent her, and I don't know, all the symbolism and how they use the flower and the flower imagery in the Midgar area of Final Fantasy VII was something I've always appreciated. So that flower's always stood out to me.
Plus, it's a really cool fight scene in really the only like truly awesome fight scene in Advent Children. Tifa versus I don't know that dude.
Well, it was one of the Turks, right?
I don't think it was a Turk. I think it's one of the clones of Sephiroth.
Oh, one of the clones, yeah. Where it's the one who has like the electric spike claw thing.
Yeah.
And I love how it starts playing the piano collections version of the battle music. Yeah, no, that's a good fight scene. Oh yeah, and, I mean all the fights that happen on that flower bed and how it survives. Honestly, they're super durable, even more so than Aerith now I think about it. So
still too soon. No, the thing I love most about that fight scene is just the fact he throws Tifa against the wall and she just does that awesome landing where it's just like, oh, that doesn't make any sense, but it's so cool looking.
Yeah, where she sticks the landing. It's total FF7 physics, and I love it.
It's like, yeah, I'm an easy man to please. Just give me a fight scene that makes no sense. It's all I need in life. But no, another one that I remember being simultaneously confused with, but I loved the idea of, are the bomb flowers in Ocarina of Time.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. And they take it to a whole nother level with Breath of the Wild.
How so? I don't remember that part.
In Breath of the Wild, the bombs that you can have in your inventory and use a lot they actually are bomb flowers. And in fact, Tears of the Kingdom, you want to go into caves a lot to collect a bunch of bomb flowers so you could attach them to your bow and arrow and shoot them like a rocket launcher.
Okay.
So yeah, they kind of made it such that all bombs are bomb flowers in Tears of the Kingdom specifically.
Yeah.
These are just, I don't know. It was like when I saw that the first time, like, okay, there's like, this is, this shows that I was a fun teenager where I'm like, there's no way they would evolve like that. And then you start playing with them like, no, these are fun though.
Oh yeah, they're definitely fun. And they look cool too.
I mean, they look like King Bob-omb.
Kind of, yeah. Now that you mention it, I wonder if that's on purpose.
Almost like they had the same designer for both of them.
Yes, but I wonder if that was on purpose. I don't know.
Same designer as both of them.
It's good counterpoint. Really good point there, Baggins. No, I don't know. It's just a simple thing, but just the puzzles of you have to bring the thing in under a certain amount of time to do the thing. It's like, is it complicated? No, but it is fun. It's a very simple puzzle.
The thing is, it's an in-universe reason for a timer.
Yeah, it's diegetic. As opposed to...
What did you say about me?
I said nothing about you. It's not all about you, Baggins.
Why did you make fun of the fact that I'm diabetic?
No, I made fun of the fact you're diegetic. It happens in the game. but no, the yeah, it's a good that and like, you know, the fire on the stick that you have to get to a target.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's very basic, but it's amazing what you can do with a very basic premise.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I don't know. I liked it. I really didn't have anything beyond I liked it on Ocarina of Time. I can't think of anything else in Ocarina of Time where, like, I know there's other flower things, but other than becoming a Deku Scrub, I couldn't think of one in...
Deku Scrub actually is a good one.
Well, there's the Deku flowers that are basically chain chomps that try and
That
bite
is,
you.
you know, I've never considered them chain chops until you just said that.
Well, and in
They
Majora's
totally
Mask,
are, though.
Yeah, no, now that you
Majora's
say it.
Mask, you dig into the Deku flowers to fly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, Legend of Zelda has the pea hats, though I don't know, did it have that in Ocarina of Time? I don't think so.
No, I was talking about Majora's Mask, when you're a Deku Scrub.
Yeah.
Ocarina of Time, the pea hats are in the field.
Okay. And if I remember, in
They're huge.
Twilight Princess, they're huge, and you actually got to like hookshot onto them, right?
Possible.
I don't.
Or did I just make that up?
I remember hookshotting onto flying things, but that was in the Sky City in Twilight Princess. I don't remember hookshotting onto pea hats, but I could just not be remembering. It's been so long.
I need to play that again. I love Twilight Princess.
It's one of my favorites.
I would have to take the Wii U back from the kids, though, to play the HD remake.
Is it worth the battle?
That's a tough one.
Do I fight my own children? Do I humble them? I'm your inner conscience in this scenario. And the answer is yes, humble them. It's going to be good for them. Kids need a little humbling every once in a while. Let's see here. Okay, I see stuff from Breath of Fire. I am not familiar with Breath of Fire and plants therein.
Yeah, so both Breath of Fire 2 and Breath of Fire 3 actually have a playable character that are basically flowers.
Okay.
So technically, they in both cases they are offshoots of the Yggdrasil, the world tree.
Okay, I'm following so far.
And I figured I'd mention them. All I know is when you say like the best flowers, I'm like I like never use them in my party, but they are, you know, flower tree people.
Do they look cool at least?
Not really. I mean, you'll be able to see what he looks, what Spar. I don't know. If it, well, it's a plant. I don't know if it really has a gender, but doesn't look all that cool, honestly. In Breath of Fire 3, there's one. It's more of like a bud, so it's really tiny and kind of more meant to be silly looking. But when it fights, it kind of grows into a bit bigger temporarily to attack.
I'm sorry, is that a bunny girl in a lava pit?
Yes. It's
I have questions, but is it better if I don't know? I'm not shaming her, I'm just confused. That's all I'm saying is I'm very confused right now. Like, cause that is a concerning amount of lava.
Well, those two dudes are just kind of standing in it, or maybe those are statues, but
yeah, I don't know what to say to this. This is
it's been so long. I don't even remember this. I mean, this is clearly like a tournament location. I don't even remember this.
I love how casually you say that. Oh, this is just clearly a tournament, and it's like there is lava. Most tournaments do not involve lava. I have it on good authority.
All the best ones do, though.
Okay,
so where's the flower in this, though?
the bud person. It's another one of the flower
right,
people
the
like from the two. Because it's another offshoot of the Yggdrasil world tree.
Okay.
So in Breath of Fire 2, it has more flower-like more flower-like looks, and it's like full-sized human looking, where this one is just like this little, like it's a flower that's not even fully opened. It's often referred to as kind of onion looking too. So
it's Kirby with a punk haircut.
Yes.
Kirby
Yes,
going
it
through
is.
their rebellious phase. This is where you
Yes.
get Angry Eyes Kirby from.
Well, if Kirby ate the Yggdrasil, this is what Kirby would look like.
Don't tempt him. He might.
He just might, which depending on the lore you're in, that could doom the entire world. So try not to do that, Kirby.
Kirby will do what Kirby wants.
Kirby,
is-
destroyer of worlds.
Indeed.
And now I'm just picturing Kirby eating Galactus. So, yeah.
I mean, Kirby can
Well, I've
beat
got a
Boo,
couple.
according to Death Battle, and their logic is sound.
Like Majin Buu.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It was one of those things. And sometimes with death battles, they come up with concepts for fights. I'm like, that's so stupid. That puzzle, like, wait, pink round ball that is unstoppable and eats every. Oh my goodness, it's actually perfect.
Yeah. No, yeah, Death Battle, I don't know. I'm still mad that they had Peach win over Zelda. I think that's ridiculous, but, whatever.
Well, and it's also it's a snapshot in time. Like, they just redid their Doom Guy versus Master Chief fight, because originally Master Chief won, but they've released a lot of Doom games since then.
Yeah, it is kind of a recency and number of games bias.
Well, and it's like in
especially-
the case of Doom, it's they've since they made it 14 years ago or whatever, they've completely rewritten the lore.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah, it's there's a lot of lore in Doom now, which is a hilarious thing, given what Carmack and Romero
yeah,
said
especially-
about it.
Well, it wasn't the original lore guys. Like, I just wanted someone that fought demons and killed demons.
Well, Romero's the
Well,
original
so-
lore guy. It's not to be too crass, but I mean, there's no way to say it. He said, lore in video games is like a plot in porn. It needs to be there, but no one really cares about it.
Wow.
Except, I don't know.
Well,
It's an RPG guy.
it's a very different style game than what was going on at the time.
Yeah. I mean, and it makes sense from his perspective. I mean, his main character is just called Doom Guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they,
fair enough.
So
I mean, they literally their entire plot for the game was, okay, so we're gonna have this guy fight some demons, and it's like, okay, I'm following you so far, and it's like, no, that's it. We're just gonna murder demons. It's okay, that's literally it. I'm like, yeah, we have no plans beyond that. It's like, well, mission accomplished. You did a good job at that. But the modern games, they've now for the most part, they still tell the story in a secondary manner, where the lore is there if you want it,
got it.
but
But you
they
gotta
don't
look for it.
Yeah. Well, and they do some clever stuff, like Doom 2016, which was, the sort of rebirth. You hear the voice of the guy who is kind of responsible for all the demons getting summoned, and he's like, you must understand, we were doing this for the benefit of humanity. And it's a subtle thing, but the dude, because you're in his inside his head, Doom Guy then looks down at a guy just on the floor, just a pile of meat, because he's been mauled by a demon, and you just see him cracking his knuckles as this guy's telling you, no, we did this for the good of humanity, and it's gotten a little out of hand, and you can just feel, like, even though he says nothing, and you can't even see his face because you're in his head, you can just feel the rage radiating off him. And then the last thing he says too, of it's like, you need to do what I tell you so that we can solve this. And then he rips the talking panel off the wall and it goes to the title screen with heavy metal music. It's so aggressively in your face, and I love it. The new Doom is just, it's such a breath of fresh air. Or I now say that, and there's a whole nother Doom out now, so I haven't played that one yet. But anyway, it's been a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got it one.
Okay.
All right, go for it. Because, Breath of Fires weren't that great of ones, but...
What about the Pikmin?
Hey, yeah.
There was one. I'm like, I know I put something in my thumbnail.
I never really got into Pikmin, but in concept, I'm aware of them, and then I'm aware of them through Captain Olimar and Smash, and that. We had a roommate who really loved them, but I never. Really got into
Pikmin's awesome, and my kids are really, really into it.
I played a couple of Pikmin-like games, like I played Overlord. I didn't get all the way through it. I got through a couple of lands. And then
I've played more Pikmin than Overlord, but I did play some Overlord. Yeah.
And then they had a mini section of it in one of the WoW expansions.
I forgot about that.
You remember?
I
had no idea that was even a thing.
WoW will make references to whatever it wants.
Yeah, you were getting attacked by elves with mana addiction.
Like, I'm guessing not full-sized elves.
No, like full-sized elves, but they were emaciated. Like they were going through withdrawal syndrome symptoms and stuff.
The withered.
It was sort of a zombie-esque thing.
But Pikmin flowers are pretty awesome though. I mean, my kids, like they've even wanted to get like tons of plushies of Pikmin.
Yeah.
And
well, that's the thing is they're adorable and creepy at the same time.
Oh yeah. Oh, the creepier the better. My one of my sons loves the ghost Pikmin, one of the newer like green ones that it glows and kind of floats, and its two eyes are different sizes. So he likes the creepy aspect of Pikmin, but they're cute at the same time. So, in all forms, because like the leaf form, the bud form, and the flower form are all, I don't know, they all have their charm to them.
Yeah, they have their own little Pokemon evolution.
Yeah, I never got into them myself either, but I mean,
like I don't think I think I'd probably enjoy the game. I just never really got into it.
I tried to get into it. I don't know. It never worked for me.
Yeah,
I've played 1, 2, and 3. I haven't played 4, but my family's played 4, and they all love it. I mean,
but just like in Smash Brothers, it's cool because he pulls up a bunch of different dudes and can just chuck them as he sees fit, and each of them has a different ability. It's a cool little mechanic, I feel like.
Well, and I really liked how in Smash, like, I didn't know how to play Olimar, and then I played Pikmin, and then I kind of like, oh, the whole goal is just to throw Pikmin on them, and they like I actually really like how in Smash they kind of designed his fighting style to match that of Olimar, to where you don't want to get in the fray. You want to throw the Pikmin and have them be doing most of the damage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and what's interesting is the metagame, one of the most broken moves in the game is this down B, which is supposed to just reorder your Pikmin, but it also provides a crap load of super armor. And so at the pro levels, it's all about using your super armor to tank hits to set yourself up to do other shenanigans.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, it's I didn't know it either. And then I learned the lore.
But it would be pretty awesome if you could have a little army of plants that you just, when you're done with them, just shove them in the ground or stick them in a spaceship, and then when you want to clean up, you just tell them to go do it. That'd be nice.
Yeah. That wouldn't be bad at all. I too would enjoy that concept. Too bad I don't have that thing. And that makes me sad.
Alas.
Alas, I have no Pikmin and I must scream. Or so I'm told. Anyway, Pikmin. So, okay, I have a question. So, have you played the new ones where you go like indoors and stuff?
Well, like in 2, you had caves that you went in. 3, I don't think you went indoors, but I do think in 4 you do.
Yeah, because at least I could have sworn in the trailer that's what I saw.
But I haven't played 4, but my kids have.
What's their opinion?
I mean, they like all of them. Because in 4 they added you can get a mount of a dog-looking thing.
That's right.
And the kids were having a lot of fun with that, like, kind of, how often when they're, giving each other piggyback rides, they're, or, horsey rides, they used to say Yoshi a lot, but while they were playing Pikmin, it was the dog instead. And they definitely wanted a plush of the dog as well.
Isn't it called Oshi or something like that?
Ochi.
Ochi. I'm like, suddenly I'm having memories of Nintendo Directs flash before my eyes.
Oh, I remember that thing. Seeing it in promotional stuff. I just Googled it. Wow, that is a funny looking dog.
And it's actually pretty useful in game because, normally you have to round up all the Pikmin before the sun goes down or else they'll get eaten. But in that one, you don't necessarily have to have the Pikmin be in your home base to be safe. You can actually, if you can tell them to ride the dog, and as long as they're on the dog, that counts for being safe. So it's kind of like a mobile home base for your Pikmin for the end of the day.
Important safety tip. Thanks, Egon.
It would have worked if you hadn't stopped me.
What would have worked? No.
Well, you don't remember that quote? I expect more than that.
Yes, I did. I literally just quoted the first part to you.
Oh, dang it. I hate it when quotes act like, following up with a quote sounds like they didn't recognize the quote. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but anyway, like the Pikmin games, I don't know why they never clicked for me.
No, they're good. I mean, they're really good.
I wish I liked them. That's all I can really say to that. It's just like, I don't know. I want to like them, especially because I'm a big fan of Arlo, and Arlo loves them.
Arlo is a big Pikmin fan, that's for sure.
Oh, yes, he is. And so it's one of those things that's like, well, it's not for me, but I'm really glad for him. And I just love, because the direct he was watching it, he's just like, yeah, like because it was like early in the morning, and you could tell he doesn't want to get his hopes up, but they're saying things that make it sound like, am I finally getting it? Am I finally getting the game I've been wanting for years? And he's just tired and worn out. I don't know. I love it. I love that little Muppet man.
Well, I mean, Pikmin fans, any Metroid fan knows how a Pikmin fan feels. So,
yes, yes, we do. Just have to wait. And sometimes that faith gets rewarded and you get a Metroid Dread out of nowhere. You're just like, I can't believe it. Dread was real the entire time. Never would have thought.
Was not made by Nintendo, but I don't know. Mercury Steam did good.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't need Nintendo to make the game. I just need the game to be good.
I mean, I was worried because frankly, I was not impressed with Samus Returns.
Oh, I thought Samus Returns was pretty good, but that's damning with faint praise, right? That's pretty good, but I definitely they definitely heard the criticisms about Samus Returns, especially with it being a counterfest.
Yeah. Yeah. And I did think they learned a lot of their lessons, so that's good.
Indeed. But those aren't flowers, except for that one boss fight that's kind of like an underwater flower.
Oh yeah, that's right. The boss in Super Metroid where you get the super missile. That kind of dancing flower thing.
The spore thing.
Yeah.
That's not
the pollen attacking flower.
Is it pollen or spores? I always thought it was spores.
I thought it was a giant flower, so I think I just thought it was pollen, but
I never thought of it as a flower. But
it would really help if any of us knew what this thing's name was.
Let's see. Spore spawn.
It's called spore spawn.
Yep.
Well, okay, I guess that would be spores.
That does seem like a fairly telling situation. Let's see here. But no,
there's Notori in Metroid Fusion. That's more flower-like. Honestly, it looks like that area looks like a bunch of Venusaurs, honestly.
Well, that's a good lead into a different video. Where is that? Dang it, I had it somewhere. This video brought to us by... Where is it? Coach Max Entertainment, who's clearly a Tennessee Volunteers fan. He ranks all the Pokemon that are flowers. And I don't know most of these.
I don't even know that one.
Bellossom.
Bellossom's a classic.
Yeah.
We actually made a cute costume when our daughters were little girls to be a Bellossom.
Aww.
Cute.
To take to like conventions and Halloween. So it was adorable.
When it shows up in Smash, I still think it's saying falafel.
It's not saying falafel. It was never saying falafel.
I can hear it though. I can hear it.
Falafel.
That's how I know most of my Pokemon is did they show up in Smash or no? If they didn't, well, they might as well not exist.
At least the ones after 151.
Yeah, well, those don't exist. Those are Digimon. But apparently it's a pretty crappy Pokemon because it's near the bottom. I had no idea.
But I feel like that is one of the most flowery of the Pokemon.
I mean, it really depends on what he... No, he says it's an awesome plant. So...
But he says he's ranking him.
Is it an awesome plant or a Bellossom plant?
See, this is the one I put in the thumbnail. I loved Vileplume.
Oh, yeah?
Vileplume was one of my originals in my original team. I don't know if they're good enough.
I always thought of it. It looks like more like a mushroom to me.
Well, it's a I forget what's the name of the. You know what? Let's go to Bulbapedia. I bet it'll say.
Well, I mean, it's I'm trying to think. What did it evolve from?
From Gloom,
Oddish, right?
The Oddish, Gloom, and Vileplume. Well, and I think it's supposed to be like one of those like real stinky plants. I forget what it's based on.
Or something, or
I don't know. There's like a famous plant that it has
like the Death Blossom.
Yeah, I'm trying to find.
It actually smells like rotting. Carrion.
Based on a mandrake, it says.
Mandrake. Well, I thought
Wait,
mandrakes was... They're not
mandrakes
real.
aren't real.
Well, neither are Pokemon.
But anyways, but yeah, Victory Bell right there. That's based off of it's not the Venus flytrap. It's the something pitcher.
Oh,
What do
the
they
Pitcher
call it?
plant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pitcher plant.
Which that's Victory Bells. What Victory Bell's
Yeah.
definitely a picture plant.
Yeah, picture plant.
Pitcher.
Pitcher, like a flower
Yes.
pitcher.
Yes.
All I know.
Oh yeah, but then Rosalia with a rose with thorns. You know, it's kind of a simple concept, but I mean, it's cool looking, I guess.
Every rose has its thorns. Was that good?
Just like every cowboy sings a sad song.
Why is that said in the same tone as like teacher every time a bell rings an angel gets his wings?
Okay,
Because it was Ted speaking in the afterlife.
That's right.
all I know is now I got the the music video from what was that Batman movie with
Kiss from a Rose by
Kiss from a
Seal.
Rose. Yeah. Which Batman movie was that?
Forever.
Batman Forever. Did that have is that the one with Uma Thurman or
No, that's Batman and Robin.
So it didn't even have Poison Ivy, but where they had Kiss from a Rose as the music video. Okay.
Well, why let something like Logic ruin your deal that you got?
Yeah.
All I know is that there's a lot of Pokemon that are flowers.
There really are.
Yeah, I think probably the prettiest flower one would be Lilligant.
Which one's that one?
Not that Moonsharna. Wait, he considers Moonsharna a flower? I mean, I guess it's got like a flower pattern on it, but
is it like it could? I don't know. It might be a flower.
So did my sister's bedspread growing up, and that's not a flower; it's a bedspread.
Yeah, and considering that's a Pokemon that eats dreams, I kind of figured it was. Yeah, I don't even think it's plant type.
I don't know.
But
maybe he was making a different comparison.
I want him to bring up Lilligant because I'm sure he will. But there's two forms of Lilligant because I have a video brought up for the Legends Arceus version because it's unique. But they're both pretty, but they're both different. But I want to see if he brings up the original. I'm going to start skipping ahead.
How dare!
Oh, there we go. There's Lilligant right there.
Looks like or it looks like Bellossom kinda.
Yeah, it does kind of have the Bellossom look. I'm trying to think. Does it evolve from Bellossom? I can't remember.
That's true. That might be a thing.
I should double check on that.
It evolves from Petalil.
Oh, that's right, Petalil. Okay, yeah. So it's not Bellossom. Oh, that's right. Bellossom evolves from Gloom, doesn't it? With a stone instead of.
Does it?
It could either go to Vileplume or Bellossom. I think so.
Yeah.
Yep. It using a sunstone.
I had no clue.
And Gloom in turn evolves from Oddish.
Yeah, that one I knew. Because, it's Gen 1. So I know that one.
Okay, oh, yeah, Venusaur. Which, I mean, the name Venusaur, that kind of gives the Venus flytrap vibe, right? And then Meganium.
It does, but it has nothing to do with Venus flytraps.
Yeah. Do not rely on Pokemon names for accuracy.
Yeah.
The Pokemon will lie to you. They always will lie to you.
So are we just going to talk about Pokemon? Okay, this works.
Yeah, I want to go to because I showed you Lilligant's normal form, but then in Legends Arceus, it's got Hisuian form, and it's even one of the boss fights. And I don't know, it's pretty neat. Let's skip ahead.
Oh, I need to finish playing this game. I mean, I need to start over again. It's been so long, but I really was enjoying it.
Oh yeah, Legends Arceus is great. It's, in my opinion, the best Pokemon game. But
I
here
agree.
it's instead of made to look like it's wearing a like a ballroom gown, this one's made to kind of be like a ballerina dancer.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks more ballet.
Yeah, ballet. And I don't know, they're both pretty cool. Like you can tell they're the same Pokemon, but they're different enough in their style. So I don't know. I thought it was pretty neat.
So the boss fight
And
is just smacking it with enough Pokeballs it gives up.
They're not Pokeballs.
Oh,
they're poultices that I think they got like food in them.
Yeah, you're trying to heal these Pokemon that have gone mad.
oh.
Yeah, they're Pokemon that have gone crazy, and you have to throw stuff at them to like calm
See,
them.
I was hoping this was like building off Pokemon Snap lore, and these are Pester Balls.
Yeah, it says Marsh Balm is what he's throwing. So you don't actually get to catch these. These are like they're, what are they called? Lords or something, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
They're like the Mega Pokemon.
Well, they seem pretty happy about it. They're at least dancing.
But yeah,
They can dance if they want to.
Leave your Pester Balls behind.
But yeah, even though I very rarely use grass type Pokemon because they're weak to everything. But yeah, as far as design goes, I really like both Lilligant's designs.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, there's one that I forgot that I'm surprised that you didn't put in your list, Splice.
Oh, when we were discussing Metroid, I forgot to bring up Flagra.
Oh yeah, there's this one too.
I thought about it, and then I forgot the name, and I'm like, I need to look that up, and then I didn't. One of those puzzle boss fights.
Really cool. This was such a really cool fight, though.
The
fight,
whole, it's solar powered, so you have to get the sun.
This fight is such a beast on hard mode.
Oh, it was tough. It was tough on normal mode at first. Well, because like it took a while to figure out even how you're supposed to fight it. Because when you're damaging him, it just turns yellow, and you're like, "Well, yellow isn't how you damage it."
Well, I mean, okay. I mean, it showed the mirrors at the beginning, so and it showed the sun.
Like, no, it gave you clues, but it's just not blatant. Oh, this is what I need to do.
Well, the in the hard mode, it just because it knocks the mirrors back down to itself. Right. And in hard mode, it just the timer on it doing that is so much quicker, and so you just have to You just have to execute way better than you normally do. So it's just one of those things where I never beat the game on hard. Yeah, definitely.
When did it come out?
It was high school.
It was on Game FAQs.
The water levels. And the remake.
Oh, right, where he has the electric. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's like a weird.
Switches to lower the water.
So it's a weird because it's
tries to learn it.
It's tongue thing, and if you counter it, you go into one of those cutscene fights where you can just unload so many missiles into it. But it's one of the more subtle. Yeah. Pretty easy to do, but because I briefly was speed running it, so this was one that was slowing me down. Or was this one of the ones that we end? I think this is one of the ones I had to fight in the speed run. You couldn't. No, but I don't know. I like the boss fight, and it's kind of a flower.
Well, and anemone actually is a kind of flower.
Oh, is it? Okay. I thought it
really
somehow fell.
Plants from the buttercup family.
Buttercup.
Typically bearing brightly colored flowers. Anemones are widely distributed in the wild, and several kinds are popular garden plants.
I'm not sure I realized anemones were plants.
Looney, have you played Carandia?
No,
No?
not at all.
Yeah, I didn't think you had.
I've only heard it from one of the.
I
when
must
we
be
did
just
the,
mixing up.
adventure game.
I'm just mixing up the names of different fantasy things then. They all look the
there's
same to
actually
me.
2 in here, but I'm specifically looking for, let's see.
Wait, I thought the main character of Legend of Crandia was a girl, but maybe
No, that's
not.
the second game. So at one
Oh.
point, it's spoilers, I guess, 30 years after the game came out. But you find an acorn, a walnut, and a pine cone, and you drop them all into a plant, and you create this guy, who is the Hugiflora giganta. Let's see here. It'll say right here, Pseudobushia hugiflora. And he gives you an ability that helps you to progress in the game. And I just remember seeing this guy and being like, what are you? And why are you talking? Because it's got sort of this, tongue-in-cheek humor that a lot of these adventure games had. But I remember it kind of stood out to me. And there are a few different flowers you actually have to get in this game that have various effects on different things. They're like ingredients for potions, and one of them you have to take a rose and it gets turned to silver, and then you charge it on a magical altar. Adventure game. Demon flower.
Yeah, like
I don't remember this. I think I got to this point.
it's the end.
I remember so little of it.
Yeah, and then
right here.
yeah.
Honestly. And I know my kids.
You really
my
should.
kid, yes, the pink elephants on parade. That freaked me out as a little kid. Holy crap! I did not like the pink
that one and
elephants.
Heffalumps and Woozles.
Yeah.
But there's some clever stuff. But it's like, what the crap is this spine in this?
Like
And zombies.
Oh right, sunflower. I thought of it. I meant to bring it up.
You've got a great little song.
But yeah, yes, Plants vs. Zombies, the sunflower. That is, I'm actually kind of shocked that wasn't one of the first things we brought up.
I wanted it for the end because,
I
mean, look at this. Look, it's perfect. And the entire game is about plants. Well, of course. Now the cherry bombs, those would be flowers, right? Cherries are flowers, right?
Cherries are the fruit of a flower.
Just sad. My favorite thing in these levels, though, was to I loved getting it. Now it was a special variant.
Call it one of the earliest. Tower defense has been around a while, but
It actually got some of the best music as far as just it.
Dang it, I gotta download this again.
Well, it says something that Mark Rober used as the Plants vs. Zombie music for all his planning stage.
Does he?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever picked that up. Like I've forgotten so much about this.
Yeah, if you listen to it, he clearly loves Plants vs. Zombies because he puts it. It's basically his theme at this point. Which, why wouldn't you love it? It's Plants vs. Zombies.
Wait, is he a YouTuber or?
Yeah.
He's a former NASA engineer who does all sorts of fun experiment type stuff.
Ah, okay.
He's the one, if you've seen the glitter bomb porch pirate stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, him. Okay.
And the squirrel ninja warrior. But he also designed like the world's biggest Nerf gun and
the world's smallest Nerf gun.
And the world's smallest Nerf gun. Like he was going microscopic with that thing.
Yeah, where he contacted universities that are doing nanomachine stuff. And and the sunflower will power your entire. Forward to that, because I have seen that game eat. Don't think.
Wow.
I don't know. You didn't like programming, so
Don't think.
Wow.
I don't know. You didn't like programming, so but you are. I don't know. Do you have the? You did. I was afraid you'd stop, but you kept going.
I was somewhat close.
Yeah, the opposite of Minecraft.
Yeah, we're started off at easy mode, and then it's like,
Craft
all right.
That game is eating my soul right now. It is so good. That game is eating my soul right now. It is so good. For people who are sensitive to it, heads up, there is a decent amount of strong language in it, but it's a phenomenal game.
I mean, everyone's already talking about it sweeping everyone's game of the year, so
Yeah.
Which,
It's definitely my game of the year.
And one thing I like about it is it's proof of my argument whenever people kind of talk about, oh, games need to cost more because games are more expensive, and I'm like, yeah, but no. Games don't need to be more expensive. There's no reason for them to be more expensive, and in many cases it's actually a detriment to the game.
Well, would you like to promote anything, Looney?
Yeah, I'll promote Lizzie's stream, Lizzie Petrichor on Twitch. She's shiny hunting, and she's have an underdog do an upset, and see if the other team will step up, even though a lot of them are demoralized. So her team's definitely got the advantage. Have an
Raid Boss Tower. So if you would like to take on the challenge of man versus machine, show up Saturday morning at noon